cringe. All of us, at some point of our lives, have been cringe. Not me, you say. I didn't write fanfiction or fan art or any of that stuff. And to that I say, it doesn't matter. You were still cringe at some point. Even if you didn't write fanfiction or do any of like the stereotypically cringe things, you were still cringe at some point in your life. Because literally everyone, at some point in their lives, was a cringe loser teenager. And if you say you weren't, you're a liar. I don't believe you. And I was no different. I was a very big cringe loser teenager. And today, I'm going to be talking about one of the things that kept me up at night as a cringe teenager who was at least somewhat self-aware about being cringe. And that was my Rise of the Guardians fanfiction that I wrote when I was like 13 or 14. And it was about me, the real life me, going to high school because that was like the coolest thing I could think of. As a homeschooled kid whose only reference for public school was Dork Diaries and Gilmore Girls and like other like TV shows and stuff. Media made school look so fun to like teenage me. Like I was like so obsessed with high school like settings. 'Cause I wanted to go so bad. It's a good thing I didn't though, cause I would have my mental health would probably be even worse than it is now. But yeah, I was so obsessed with Rise of the Guardians as a kid and teenager. So I wrote a fanfiction about me interacting with those characters. Especially Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny, because I thought they were hot. However, I was so scared that somebody would read it and realize that I was cringe that I literally burned it. Like, it was in a physical book. It wasn't, like, online. It was, like, a physical, like, journal that I would write in. But at some point, the cringe became too much for me to bear, and I was so terrified somebody would read it that I, like, put it in a bag of stuff that was going to be, put in a bonfire. So it physically does not exist anymore. Even if I wanted to reread it, which I honestly really do, I physically cannot. So I'm basically just gonna be recounting, some highlights and like all the things that I can remember of the book, cause it's seared in there pretty well. Spoilers for Rise of the Guardians, and that's kinda it. The topic of this video is kind of for kids, but the video is not for kids, so go away if you're under 18. Be gone. And not really any trigger warnings other than embarrassing teenage stories. Embarrassing like preteen, teenager, and little kid stories. So yeah, let's just get into it. Where to begin? Okay, so I guess I should start by saying that when I was younger, I was extremely obsessed with Rise of the Guardians. Like, there was one time where I watched the movie like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, it was literally like, it would end and I would be like, ha 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 ha, again, and then I would replay it, like, immediately. I was very, very obsessed with it. And I think there are a lot of, like, people my age who were really into it, mainly because of, Jack Frost, because he was, very popular. He was very popular, because people thought he was very hot.
myself included. That's basically what this fan fiction was me making up like a fake scenario where I was like going to public school for high school with my at the time best friend, and all like the teachers were like Disney and DreamWorks villains, and like the principal was Pitch Black, the bad guy from Rise of the Guardians. And Book Me was like, whoa, this is so crazy. And like there was all like the other teachers were like Mother Gothel and like Jafar and stuff. I don't remember what subjects they taught, but I know that they were there. But Jack Frost in my fanfiction wasn't attending this weird high school that was like a combination of all the things I was really interested in at the time. No, he was still just himself. But for some reason, Pitch was like running a school filled with like Disney villains and stuff. But also no one was suspicious of it. Like, I was like the special one. I was the only one who noticed that something was weird here. Because that's how fan fiction goes. Yeah. Anyway, there was one scene early on in the book where I would say my character, but it's literally just me. It was literally just myself. There was a scene where fictional me got called into the principal's office. Ooh, so scary. And Pitch was like, you're so special because you don't have fears, which is like not even a little bit true. And then book version of me was like, what do you mean? I'm not special, I'm just myself. He was like, you will be very important for my plans. And I was like, okay, dude. And then I just left the principal's office, and then like, I don't think he showed up again for like a while. I don't remember if I just forgot about him, or if I was like trying to build tension. But yeah. And after that, my character basically just hangs out with my at the time best friend for a couple chapters, and they eventually Book Gabby eventually meets the Guardians from Rise of the Guardians. Crazy. And like because this is a fan fiction, and I was like really into Jack Frost, I was like, oh yeah, and Jack Frost was immediately in love with me. But he didn't say that because he is so cool. He wouldn't just like automatically say that he's in love with me. But no, I could tell. But that was like pretty much par for the course for fan fiction of this nature. Like everyone was in love with Jack Frost at that time. Or like, I don't want to say everyone because I don't know. I don't know who you are. Like a lot of people were. But I also had a crush on the Hugh Jackman Easter Bunny guy, so I had it be like a stupid love triangle, because I was like, oh, they already fight in the movie, I'm gonna give them a reason to fight in the book, because I think they're both cute, and I'm gonna have them fight over me, but Jack's obviously gonna win, because I like Jack more. And this was one of the main reasons why I was so embarrassed, because I had the self-awareness to know that this was like really cringe, but I didn't care enough to like not write it, because I was like, I wanted to like get it. Anyway, I'm not gonna justify myself to you, you're watching my video. But yeah, embarrassing teenage Gabby was was self-aware about being embarrassing, and was ashamed, but continued to write my stuff because I was like, no one's ever gonna read it, right? And now here I am spilling everything. So for a while it was basically just like Jack Frost and the Easter Bunny like fighting over me, and also chapters of like me hanging out with my at the time best friend, and also meeting my current best friend. I honestly don't remember if I had met my current best friend when I created a character who was basically almost exactly like her, or if it was just like weirdly like prophetic, I guess. Because I created a character to be like my new best friend, because like while I was writing the book I had like my fallout with my at the time best friend where they just kind of stopped talking to me, and I never got closure on it. So I was like, fine, you're not gonna be in my cringe fanfiction anymore. I'm gonna make a new best friend. So I don't remember if I added my current best friend into the story after I met her, or if like I just created a character who ended up being like kind of similar looking to her. But yeah, I guess I'll never know because I don't fully remember exactly when I met my best friend. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's interesting to me. I made him so beefy. He's like why is he so large? Whatever. Oh yes. And there was. Okay, so eventually, the plot gets back to plotting, and it's not just random stuff. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'm trying to like remember it as I'm drawing, getting a little distracted. So anyway, eventually the plot kicks back in, and Pitch like kidnaps me from my house, but not before I get in some cool one-liners that I directly stole from Mulan. There's like the shadow horses from Rise of the Guardians. Like they were like in my house, but I wasn't scared because I was cool, and I was like, oh, I think my bunny slippers just ran for cover, and I was like, just like directly stealing a joke from Mulan because I was like, oh, no one's ever gonna read it. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say the things that I think are funny. And so yeah, I get kidnapped by Pitch, the bad guy. But I wasn't scared because I was the cool chosen one who didn't have any fear, and that's why he was like, ooh, so like intriguing, ooh, so scary and villainous. And I was like, why did you kidnap me? I'm not a guardian or anyone special. And he's like, rubbing his hands together, twirling his mustache that he doesn't have, like, ooh, well, yeah, you might not think you're special, but ooh, I have secret dark evil plans for you, ooh, and also I'm gonna like lure the guardians in because they love you, and I'm gonna lure them in here so that they'll save you, and then I'm gonna beat them up because I'm the bad guy. And I was like, no, don't do that. But yeah, obviously, the Guardians come to save me, and I was like, oh, Jack, oh, Bunny, oh, everybody, you're so cool. And yeah, after that, it goes back to just kind of shenanigans. I have like little one-on-one times with each of the boys. I go to the Easter Bunny's little hideout thing, and we make Easter eggs because it's romantic, and oh my gosh. And then he gives me a paintbrush that I think was going to end up being like some kind of like magical artifact MacGuffin thing, but I never finished the story, so it didn't end up being important at all. It was just kind of there. And then I have like, ooh, school dance, because all high schools have like a school dance, right, guys? I know how public school works. So yeah, there's like a dance. I think it was a Halloween dance, because I remember like I had my character dress up as Elsa. And then I had my current best friend's character dress up as Anna, because she has orange hair and freckles, guys. I don't think this is what his staff looks like, but I don't really feel like looking it up. But yeah, so yeah, there was a high school dance, because obviously there's a high school dance always. And my little book character didn't have like a great time at the dance, because my former best friend, I wrote it so that she was just busy hanging out with a boyfriend that I invented for her, and like a new friend that I also made up for her. I don't remember their names, but I remember what I described them as looking like. The boy was just kind of, her boyfriend character guy was just kind of like generic hot guy, like, he had swoopy brown hair and piercing blue eyes, and you know, like basically, like I was basically just writing like Jim from The Office, basically, at least in terms of appearance. And her new best friend character, I think her name was Lucy, but I genuinely don't remember. But she was like, she was so pretty, and she had strawberry blonde hair, because I thought strawberry blonde hair was like the coolest thing, because I had just found out about it. Strawberry blonde, ooh, so fancy. And yeah, I just made her like very pretty, and she had cyan eyes, and that sparkled like a pool or whatever. I was trying to be very fancy. But yeah, my little book self didn't have a great time at the dance, because everybody was hanging out with their friends instead of hanging out with me, and I didn't have any other friends. Womp womp. Cry. So she goes outside to cry alone, but then Jack Frost shows up, and he's like, "Why are you crying? You're so pretty." And then we go up into a tree and we kiss, and I actually like remember that I did a little illustration, and I think that part was the part that made me want to burn it, because that was the most embarrassing thing to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I actually like drew myself having a crush on like a fictional boy. Ew, cringe. No one can ever know that I have romantic feelings, because like I was very much in my I'm not like other girls era, where I was like, oh, romance is stupid and ew, boys, and I don't ever want a boyfriend. I don't ever want a boyfriend or any of that. And I think I cursed myself because I still haven't. But yeah, to someone going through a phase where they were like, all romance is stupid and cringe. Yeah, for someone going through a phase like that, having evidence that you actually like think people can be like attractive and you actually kind of want a boyfriend, that's like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. No one can ever know. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that having a romantic like cute kiss moment with Jack Frost was probably why I burned it. I think that's the thing I remember cringing at the most whenever I would like reread it. Like, why did I write this? I'm so stupid and lame. So yeah. And after that, a little while after that, I discovered that Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragons was a thing. Which, if you don't know, it was basically like a combined universe that people online had created of Rise of the Guardians, Brave, the Pixar Disney movie, Tangled, the Disney Rapunzel movie, and How to Train Your Dragons, the DreamWorks movie with Toothless. It was basically like a combined universe of all those things. But it mostly just focused on Hiccup, Rapunzel, Jack Frost, and Merida being friends. And yeah, when I discovered that, I immediately added it to my fanfiction. And I had Hiccup, Merida, and Rapunzel be people that were attending the weird high school that I made up. And I don't remember if I had them already know about like the Guardians and like how like the teachers are all like villains and stuff at said school, or if they were just like conspiracy theorists who had no idea that they were from like media. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had them just be like little conspiracy theorists, because like my book character, like when she saw them, was like, whoa, Merida from Brave and Rapunzel from Tangled and Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, what are you doing here? And they were like, what are you talking about? And then little me, because she was the chosen one, was like, oh, I have to protect the multiverse, so I'm not gonna say anything else. And I was like, never mind. I never introduced Elsa though. I don't remember why. Anyway, yeah, I introduced all those people, and I don't think I ever did anything with them, or at least not anything interesting with them. I'm pretty sure I just had them like join like the friend group. And then I never really did anything with them. And yeah, after that, I don't think there were like any like major plot events. I'm pretty sure that like after that it was kind of just like writing random stuff and scenarios. Oh, and there was this one part where, so at the time I was very proud of being able to eat a lot of food and not get full. I had a very high metabolism as a youngster, and I was very proud of it. I thought it was very cool of me. So I had like a whole chapter where like I was hanging out with former friend, and her boyfriend and her new friend, and we were like going to the mall because that's what teenagers do, right? And we stopped by Krispy Kreme, and there was like the boyfriend was like, "Hey, Gabby, I bet I can eat more donuts than you." And I was like, haha, you're on, dude. And then I ate like, oh gracious, train. Yeah, I think I had it be like, he ate 2 boxes of a dozen, and then I was able to eat 10 boxes of donuts all by myself because I'm cool and quirky and stuff. And he was like, "Whoa, that's so crazy that you ate all that by yourself." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just cool like that." Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually like the last part I wrote of the book before I sent it to the fire to never be seen again. And yeah, there's like a dark and evil part of me that wants to like kind of rewrite it, like revive it and bring it back from the depths. And like see how I would write it like now, like as an almost 20-year-old. Like how would I write this to not be painful to read? And also I'm significantly less embarrassed to be weird, I guess. Like I'm a freaking YouTuber now, guys. Yeah. Past Gabby would be absolutely mortified, not only that I'm sharing the thing that she worked so hard to destroy, but also that I'm a YouTuber, because, again, I wasn't like other girls, guys. Oh, everyone else thinks that being a YouTuber is cool? Well, I think it's really lame, actually, and you should get, like, a real job. Yeah. Yeah, past me would probably, think that I'm cool, because I have dyed hair and stuff, but also be absolutely horrified by me, because, I'm embarrassing. I'm embarrassing her, guys, stop it! Yeah, so yeah, this was my embarrassing and evil Rise of the Guardians fanfiction. And yeah, there is some part of me that kind of wants to like rewrite it and bring it back, because I do regret burning it, because the things I remember of it were very funny, and I would love to like just kind of I would love to reread it again, because I remember it being very funny and just awful, but it's gone now. So that was basically like everything that I can remember for sure being in the book, at least like the most interesting parts. So now I'm just gonna talk about my Rise of the Guardians obsession more broadly, because it goes deep, bro. So, like a lot of kids, I had a bit of a main character complex. I was like, oh, I'm a special person. But it was like also combined with some mild self-loathing issues I had, where I was like, oh man, I'm super lame and nobody should be my friend ever and blah blah blah. I'm better now, but yeah. So a main character complex combined with also thinking that I'm trash. And yeah, I was like convinced that like the Rise of the Guardians characters were like a real life thing. And like, guys, I have to keep believing in Santa or else he'll die. It was very stressful for little me. Especially after I was told Santa doesn't actually exist. And I was like, what? And I cried. Oh dude, I cried like a little baby. Cause I was like, no, he has to be real. Like, I believed in these things for like a lot longer than I probably should have. Like, I think I was like 12 when my parents were finally like, okay, we should probably tell her. Cause like, I came home from church one time, very upset because my former best friend was like making fun of me for still believing in Santa and stuff. And I got into a very heated argument with her over it. And she was like, because I was like talking about Rise of the Guardians and like, but like as if it was real, because I was convinced it was. And then she was like, you know that's not real, right? And I was like, you don't know what's real, man. So I went home that night and I was like, hey mom and dad, can you believe that she doesn't believe in Santa? That's so lame. But then they were like, well, actually, and then I burst into tears. Yeah, but even after that, I was still like, okay, well they're just not believers. I'm sure that like, okay, so Santa isn't real, but I'm sure like the Easter Bunny and everybody else is real, right? So I clung to that for a while. There was actually one Easter, I set out like a bunch of blueberries in my grandma's backyard, and I was like, okay, I set out like a bunch of blueberries and like a note to the Easter Bunny, like, hey man, I believe in you, you're really cool, and I was like, okay, if I come back tomorrow and the note and the blueberries are gone, then that means the Easter Bunny is real. So I came back, and the blueberries were gone, as expected, because wildlife and stuff. But also the note was gone, and that made me go, oh, he's real! Because no, why would an animal take like some paper? Looking back on it, it was probably just my grandma. But that kept it alive for a while. And also, my grandma had like a bunch of like cool like walking sticks at her house, and like a bunch of trees and stuff. Her backyard was basically the woods. And I was like, so I would like climb her trees and while holding like one of the giant walking sticks, because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be just like Jack Frost. I'm gonna sit in trees and I'm gonna sit in a tree all mysterious while holding a magical staff. Ooh, I'm so cool. And yeah, I would do that constantly. Like, I wouldn't even like do anything in the tree. I would just kind of like sit there staring off into the distance. trying to be like mysterious and cool. Yeah. I did that for a long time. And yeah. Another thing. I wasn't really allowed on the internet much when I was younger. But I did like get on YouTube sometimes. And like pretty much all I would watch was like how do I explain it? I've heard it called an AMV. I don't know what it stands for, so don't ask. So I would watch like My Little Pony AMVs, where it's like it shows like clips from the actual show, but instead of like playing audio from the show, it's just like songs from like a movie or something. Like one I remember very, very well was this one where it was singing the opening song from Corpse Bride, but it was like it would show like clips of Rarity like singing for like the evil mom, or like Fluttershy as Victoria. Like yeah, so like that kind of thing. If that makes sense. I'm not really great at describing it. I'm having a hard time finding the words, but yeah, I would mostly watch those kind of things. But I would also watch Rise of the Guardians edits, and there was this one that changed my view of Elsa actually for like a long time, because an extremely popular thing was shipping Jack Frost and Elsa, because they're both ice people and Elsa doesn't have a boyfriend, and we can't have that. So that was a very popular thing. But I didn't find out about that until after I'd already seen another video that, like, I was convinced was real. And it was, so if you've seen Rise of the Guardians, you know how, like, Jack Frost became Jack Frost was by sacrificing himself, to save his sister from falling into a frozen lake and drowning. So I saw, what I thought was a very well-made video of how actually Elsa was Jack Frost's little sister who he saved, and the Man in the Moon felt bad, so he gave her ice powers too, and that's why she has ice powers. And yeah, this was before Frozen 2 came out, and we actually found out why she actually has powers. So for a long time, I was convinced that this was canon, and Jack Frost and Elsa were brother and sister. So you can imagine my confusion and mild horror when I found out that one of the most popular ships at the time was Jack Frost and Elsa. And I was like, no! They're siblings, guys! Knock it off! You're disgusting! But obviously, like, Jack Frost and Elsa being siblings isn't real. And that was just, like, my headcanon. I didn't actually, like, say anything to, like, anyone on the internet because I didn't have any social media accounts, so I couldn't do anything about it. But in real life, I was like, I can't believe that people think that Jack Frost and Elsa are in love. They're brother and sister, guys. That's so gross. But obviously, like, Jack Frost and Elsa are not actually siblings, so it does not matter in the slightest. Like it doesn't even matter a little bit. I personally still kind of view them as siblings, so I don't ship them, but I'm not, like, disgusted when people ship them. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're not siblings. They don't even exist in the same universe, and they never will because they're owned by rival companies. And DreamWorks will never do anything with Rise of the Guardians again. because it almost destroyed their studio, and they almost went bankrupt because of this freaking movie. Which is sad because it's a good movie, and it deserved to do well at the box office and not almost kill DreamWorks. So yeah. I just remembered also, when I was, littler than when I wrote the fanfiction, and I was super into Rise of the Guardians still, my mom, told me, hey, your grandpa knows Jack Frost, and I was like, what? So I was like, can I write him a letter, Mom? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I wrote a letter to Jack Frost and sent it to my grandpa, and I was like, hey, can you give this to Jack Frost when you see him? And he was probably very confused. I don't think I ever got a letter back, because obviously, but he was probably very confused. Yeah, I don't remember what the letter said, but it was probably like a profession of love, because cringy child who has a crush. I genuinely don't remember what I wrote, but it was probably like, oh, Jack, you're so cool, can you please come visit me? Please, ooh woo. But yeah, I was very thoroughly convinced that all of this stuff was real. Obviously not anymore. But it is still fun. How do I feel about the movie now, you may be wondering, or not. And honestly, it's still good. I still like it quite a bit. Not nearly as much as I did back in the day. But I still like it. I still have a soft spot in my heart for it. It's very nostalgic. It brings back a lot of memories. The good, the bad, and the cringe. But yeah, I just don't really think about this movie as much as I used to, which is normal, I guess. Like, you grow out of things sometimes. Sometimes things you thought would be important to you forever just kind of fade away in your mind. Sometimes you'll lose memories about things, or you'll stop caring about things as much as you used to. But it doesn't really matter. You still have those good moments, and to be honest, this movie probably ended up shaping at least some part of myself. It was so important to me that I have a very hard time believing that it didn't at least change me as a person, at least like a little bit. Yeah. Overall, I do like this movie a lot. I don't have a crush on Jack Frost anymore. Easter Bunny's still kind of cute because he's played by Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman is hot. And yeah, I still love it a lot. I don't think about it as much as I used to. I haven't actually watched it in a while. But maybe I will after this video.
the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too painful. Looking back on this has been really fun, actually. It kind of makes me want to make more videos about, like, dumb fan fictions I wrote when I was younger, because there weren't a lot, because I was too embarrassed to write most of them down, but there were more. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Did you have a Rise of the Guardians phase? Did you ever think Jack Frost was hot? Let me know. And next week, in celebration of Pride Month and Deltarune new chapters finally coming out after so long, I'm going to be ranking queer ships in Undertale and Deltarune. I won't say all of them because I'm probably gonna miss one. There's probably gonna be some obscure one that I don't know about. Because there's so many, dude. As many as, but I'm gonna be talking about and ranking as many of them as I can think of. And I might include the AUs, like the alternate universes. I might include them. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But yeah, look forward to that next week. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, night, or whatever time it is where you are. Cheers!